All right, let's dive right in. Today, we're going to uncork the story of a grape that's, well, it's been a hiding in plain sight. It's a grape of two completely different worlds, one that's super rich and traditional, and the other incredibly crisp and modern. Honestly, it might just be the most versatile white grape you've never heard of. So, what if I told you that there is a little giant in the wine world? A grape whose tiny size hides this massive punch of flavor, of complexity, and just incredible versatility. It's a true hidden gem, and believe me, it is time it got the attention it absolutely deserves. And its name is Petit Manseng. For centuries, this remarkable white grape has been used to craft some of the world's most exceptional wines, all while kinda quietly waiting in the wings. So today, let's pull back that curtain and give this grape the spotlight it's earned. To really, truly get this grape, we have to go all the way back to the beginning. Back to its legendary homeland in the sun-drenched foothills of the Pyrenees Mountains in southwest France. The history of Petit Manseng is just steeped in legend. One story suggests it arrived in France with pilgrims on the Camino de Santiago way back in the 13th century. Another tale links it to the actual royal birth of King Henry IV in the 16th century. But what we know for sure is that for centuries, it has been the absolute heart and soul of the Jurançon region. So, how do we know what makes this grape so unique? Well, that's where this really cool science called ampelography comes in. Think of it like grape detective work, identifying vines by their leaves, their clusters, and their berries. And let me tell you, Petit Manseng has some very distinct features. So let's talk about this grape's superpowers. It has these small, thick-skinned berries that are just naturally resistant to disease. But here's the real game changer. It develops this incredible concentration of sugar while also holding on to extremely high acidity. And that's all thanks to a really long, late ripening cycle. That perfect balance, that is the secret to its magic. And it's those superpowers that allow winemakers to create two dramatically different styles of wine from the very same grape. It really does have two distinct faces. One is this sweet, luscious nectar, and the other is super crisp and dry. Now, that traditional sweet style, it often involves a little bit of magic called noble rot. It's a beneficial fungus, Botrytis cinerea, that grows on the grapes during those misty autumn mornings in Jurançon. Now, it doesn't spoil them. It actually pierces the skins, dehydrates the berries, and concentrates all those sugars and flavors into an incredible, world-class nectar. And this contrast just shows the grape's incredible range. On one side, you have that traditional sweet style. It's rich, it's complex, it's built to age for decades with these beautiful notes of honey, apricot, and spice. And then on the other side, you've got the modern dry style, which is made from grapes harvested a bit earlier. The results? A crisp, vibrant wine that's just bursting with lemon, pineapple, and this amazing minerality. Of course, a grape this good couldn't stay hidden in France forever. The little giant eventually packed its bags and went on a world tour. And what's fascinating is how it adapted wherever it landed. The grape's adaptability is just amazing. In a place like Virginia, the heat brings out these really intense tropical fruit notes. But then you go to the Adelaide Hills in Australia, and it becomes leaner, with this pronounced, almost chalky minerality. Over in New Zealand, it's all about intense aromatics and that zippy acidity. And get this, in Uruguay, they even use its freshness to brighten up their red wine blends. It truly expresses the terroir of wherever it grows. So, what does all of this mean for you when you actually have a glass in your hand? Okay, let's get to the best part, bringing this wine to your dinner table and pairing it with some amazing food. Pairing is actually pretty easy if you just follow 3 simple steps. First, and this is the most important one, you have to know if your wine is sweet or dry. Second, match the intensity of the wine to the intensity of the food. Pretty simple, right? And third, decide if you want to contrast the flavors, like using that great acidity to cut through fat, or complement them by matching similar notes. For the dry style, you want to think fresh and zesty. Its vibrant acidity is just a perfect match for the brininess of oysters, or for simple grilled fish, or a tangy goat cheese. It also beautifully complements the delicate flavors of sushi and pretty much any dish that has a citrus or herbal kick. Now, the sweet style, that's a powerhouse for richer foods. Its combination of sweetness and acidity is a classic go-to pairing for salty blue cheese or rich foie gras. But don't stop there. It's fantastic with fruit desserts, and it can brilliantly balance the heat and complexity of spicy Asian dishes. It's just incredible. Whether it's dry or sweet, young or aged, the wines from this little giant offer what can only be described as an unforgettable sensory experience.
They're just full of complexity, energy, and so much character.
So, the next time you're out there looking for something new, something that tells a story of history, of a specific place, and of incredible versatility, maybe it's time you seek out the Little Giant. So, are you ready to discover your new favorite white wine?